In this video, I show you 8 everyday products that almost everyone always uses incorrectly. Number 2 and 7 in particular really surprised me. So let's start with number 1. If you have an ice cube mold like this and want to fill it with water, do you always do it under the tap? That's actually the wrong way, because all you have to do is hold it at an angle and let the water run in at the top, as it will automatically run through to the lower compartments. All you have to do is hold it straight again and you can put it in your freezer. But this trick with the hairdryer is even more ingenious. Do you know this too? You hang the hairdryer somewhere in your bathroom and the cable just hangs down? The solution is very simple. Grab the cable and wrap it around here so that you have a loop at the top. Now take the lower part of the cable and wrap it around here several times until you get further and further up. As soon as there is no more cable left, you must insert the plug through the loop created here. Now you can pull on the cable at the bottom and tighten the loop. This means that the plug no longer falls out at the top and you have a loop at the bottom that you can easily hang the hairdryer from. And that really surprised me, because if you use a garlic press regularly, do you always remove the clove of garlic and peel it off before you put it in? Actually, you don't have to, because you can also put the garlic complete with skin into the garlic press. Just press. The garlic will now come out at the top here. And when you open the whole thing here, you will see that only the skin is left. This really saves you having to peel the garlic clove. If you have tape like this but no roller to roll it on, you will also know the problem that it's not so easy to get any of the tape off. Somehow you have to try to unroll it and cut it off at the same time. There is a really ingenious and simple solution to this problem. Simply stick your thumb through the hole in the small adhesive roller. Now you can pull on it perfectly, simply cut it off and then use the tape for whatever you need it for. But the trick with the cutter knife is an absolutely ingenious secret trick. There comes a time when you have to change the blade, or you can still bend the blade in the individual steps, as you can see here. If you always do this on a table or on the floor, i.e., you press it carefully until part of the blade comes off, you should stop immediately. Take a closer look at the cutter knife. There is always a plastic cap on the back end that you can pull off. And there is a slot in this cap where the blade of the cutter knife fits perfectly. Simply press it over the top and bend it to the side. This way you can really break off the blade perfectly. And another advantage is that it no longer flies around and you can dispose of it right here. And if you have a cartridge like this with silicone or some kind of adhesive and you always open it at the top with a knife or scissors, then take a closer look at the cartridge press. They often have such a small hole somewhere. You can use this to open the cartridge very easily. Simply insert the tip here, hold it at a slight angle and press the lever once. This will cut off the tip and open it perfectly without the need for an extra cutter knife or glue. And you probably also have 1 or 2 coat hangers in your closet. If you've always used them to hang sweaters on, for example, i.e., you put the hangers in the sweater and then hang the whole thing in the wardrobe like this, then I have a more ingenious trick for you. Especially if you're always annoyed by those marks on the top of your sleeves, because they're hanging on the hanger and there's a lot of weight on them. Instead, you should fold your sweater sideways once, as you can see in my picture, and then lay it down at a slight angle in front of you. Then you need the hanger again and place it so that the handle of the hanger is sticking out under your armpit. In other words, place it up here in the same way as you can see me doing now. Now there are only 2 steps left. First, take the wider end and fold it up over the hanger, as you can see here. Now do the same with the sleeves on the other side. Now you can lift the hanger. Your garment is perfectly positioned on the hanger, but as the weight is much better distributed here and it's not just hanging on your shoulders, you won't have any marks on your top afterwards. But what surprised me the most were the gift bags. I'm sure you've probably had one before, put something in here and then given it to someone. The problem with this is always that you can somehow see in at the top, so you can see what's inside beforehand. But there is a really ingenious solution to this problem which hardly anyone knows about. All you have to do is put what you want to give away into the bag and then put the ribbons that you can see here through the hole on the opposite side. In other words, I now pass the ribbons through from the side on the other side and do the same with all 4 ribbons. Once they have been put through the opposite holes, you can simply pull the 2 handles together at the top and this closes the bag automatically, as you can see here. It is perfectly closed and no one can peek in. But do you also know this unfortunately unknown trick with the scissors? You can find out exactly how it works and why you absolutely have to try it in the video you see on the screen now. Click directly on it.